Hey, how's it going, everyone? I hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. Cold War and Warzone Season 1 are just a few hours from launching, and we have the full patch notes for Cold War Season 1 to go over in this video. I want to start off by saying that the weapon buffs and nerfs that are coming out will also apply to the Cold War stuff that is coming out inside of Warzone, but there is a ton to go over here, so do me a favor, and if this helps you out at all, then help me out by hitting that like button. But let's go ahead and cut this plug and get right into it. I am just going to read over these patch notes as they are presented to me because there is a ton to go over. So let's start off with the battle pass. There are going to be up to 100 tiers of unlockable items, including 2 free weapons, being the Mac 10 at tier 15 and the Graza at tier 31. There are also going to be operator skins, weapon blueprints, war tracks, 1300 COD points, double experience tokens, and more. Also, starting in Season 1, you will now be able to progress this battle pass in Cold War, Warzone, and Modern Warfare. They also mentioned that unlocked vehicle skins will be separate and unique between Cold War and Warzone, and I am not 100% sure exactly what they mean by that. Clarify for me down in the comments if any of you guys happen to know, but let's move on and talk a little bit about the cross-game progression. We know that player progression will be synchronized between these 3 games starting Season 1, but I think it's worth pointing out that all previous unlocks from both Cold War and Modern Warfare will remain unlocked. They also say that there will be 1,000 new season levels available at the start of Season 1. Thankfully, they lay out exactly how the 1,000 levels will work, so starting off at level 50, you will earn a new prestige, a new emblem, a prestige key, a weapon blueprint, and a battle pass tier skip. At level 100, you will earn a new prestige, a new emblem, a prestige key, and a battle pass tier skip. The level 150 rewards are the same as the level 100 rewards, but the level 200 rewards, you are going to earn all of the usual plus a prestige master calling card and have all of the season challenges unlocked. For levels 250 through 1000, you will earn a prestige key every 50 levels. Moving on though, let's talk about challenges. Starting with season challenges, there will be unique sets of 20 season challenges for both multiplayer and zombies. These challenges are going to be unlocked every 10 levels, with all of the challenges being unlocked at level 200. Once you unlock these challenges, you will be able to continue to earn progress towards completing them even during future seasons. Finally, there will be new calling cards available for completing all of the season challenges, plus a master calling card for completing the full set each season. Moving on to operator missions, we have a couple of things to talk about, starting off with the fact that all operator skins will come with operator missions in Season 1, and that you will be able to earn extra experience, rewards, and operator skin variants by playing multiplayer and zombies and Warzone. Moving on to stability and UI, they simply say that they have added various stability fixes and addressed various UI issues. I really wish that there were a little bit more specific things to go over here, especially being that this is a big update for the 3 games, but let's go ahead and just move on into the multiplayer portion of the patch notes. Starting off talking maps, we have 3 6 versus 6 maps coming in, being the Pines, Raid, and Nuketown 84 Christmas version. We also have 4 maps coming into the Gunfight 2 vs 2 mode, being Game Show, ICBM, U-Bahn, and KGB. There has also been a slight change to Nuketown, which is that they have adjusted spawning to reduce spawning in longer lines of sight. This will hopefully reduce spawn trapping, and they also added in some spawns around the middle of the map to hopefully do the same thing. Let's move on into the game modes portion of the patch notes, starting off with Gunfight. Gunfight will be 2 versus 2 showdowns where the first duo to win 6 rounds will win the match. Next is Prop Hunt, which is where one team of hunters will scour the map looking for the other team that will be disguised as props. The map list for Prop Hunt is going to be the Pines, Cartel, Checkmate, Moscow, Nuketown Christmas, and Garrison. Next, we have some changes to Hardpoint, where they have added in spawns for all Hardpoint zones on Crossroads Strike. They have also adjusted spawns for Hardpoint Zone 2 on Moscow, and they addressed an issue where players could capture the hardpoint outside of the Yellow House on Nuketown. Next is Domination, and they have fixed the issue where zone borders would show as contested before the round even started, and they also fixed an issue where the announcer would incorrectly state an almost one line to the losing team. Next is Free-for-All, where players will now join matches that are already in progress a lot less frequently. I wish that they would do this for all modes, but let's go ahead and move on to Search and Destroy, where the bomb waypoint is now going to fade when it's in your line of sight. Next is Control, where overtime defense will now be given to the team that has fewer total deaths during the previous 4 rounds. And they also removed several defender spawns that were too close to the A zone on Garrison. In VIP Escort, they fixed an issue where the VIP's third-person model would not match their first-person view during exfil. And in Fireteam, they fixed an issue where the cruise missile HUD effects would play while in the overhead menu. They also fixed a rare crash in Fireteam that was related to the Sentry turret. Finally, in custom games, CDL Control has had its capture time reduced from 60 seconds down to 45 seconds. And they also fixed an issue where the lives remaining UI would not display the correct number of lives. Moving on to the featured playlist portion of the patch notes, starting off with Raid the Mall. This is going to be available at the start of Season 1 and includes a mosh pit of 6 versus 6 modes that are going to be focused on the maps Raid and the Pines. Gunfight is going to be another featured playlist, which is going to be available at the start of Season 1, as well as Prop Hunt. Also, as I stated earlier, Nuketown 84 Christmas version 24/7 is going to be available at the start of Season 1. This includes a mosh pit of 6 vs 6 game modes on Nuketown 84 Christmas. Moving on to the weapons portion of the patch notes, starting off with the new weapons, there will be a MAC-10 SMG available for free at Tier 15 in the Battle Pass system at the start of Season 1. The Groza Assault Rifle is also available for free at Tier 31 in the Battle Pass system at the start of Season 1. Now we are going to move on and talk about some weapon buffs and nerfs, starting off with the Assault Rifles, and the AK-47 has had its headshot multiplier reduced, and they also reduced damage for the 20-inch Spetsnaz RPK barrel. The Krig 6 has had its headshot multiplier reduced as well, and the FFR1 has had its damage range increased and has also been given a reduced recoil. Moving on to submachine guns, the Milano 821 has had its effective damage range increased. The KSP 45 and the Bullfrog have also had their effective damage ranges increased. Moving on to tactical rifles, the M16 has had its maximum effective range reduced, and it's also gotten a reduced fire rate. The tactical rifle Charlie has had its headshot multiplier reduced and its maximum effective range reduced. The fire rate has also been reduced, and they also reduced the damage for the 19.8-inch Task Force barrel. As for attachments for the tactical rifles, they have adjusted barrel attachments that improve fire rates for tactical rifles. Moving on to light machine guns, the M60 has had its aim down sight speed increased and its weapon swap speed increased. Moving on to sniper rifles, Sniper Rifle Charlie has increased the damage multiplier for upper chest to allow for a one-hit kill without attachments. Also, the 22.6-inch Tiger Beam barrel will now increase one-hit kill zone to upper arms, and they have adjusted the recoil for higher shot power. I just want to bring up that I have no idea what Sniper Rifle Charlie is. Also, just up a little bit ago in the patch notes, they brought up Tactical Rifle Charlie. I don't know what these are. Let me know down in the comments if you guys happen to know. But let's move on to the pistols, where the Magnum has had its effective damage ranges increased and its fire rate increased. Moving on to shotguns, the Hauer 77 has gotten its damage ranges decreased, and its damage range for the 25.2-inch Task Force barrel has also been decreased. Shotgun Bravo has had its damage ranges decreased and its fire rate decreased, and they also decreased the damage range for the 24.8-inch Task Force barrel. Moving on to some shotgun attachments, they have adjusted barrel attachments that improve fire rates, and they reduce the amount of player knockback when being damaged by bullet weapons. Now let's go ahead and move on into the perks section of the patch notes. Starting off with Flak Jacket, they have reduced explosive damage mitigation. Moving on to Forward Intel, they have increased viewable minimap area. Moving on to the Ninja perk, they have removed protection from the field mic detection. And finally for Spycraft, they have added full immunity to the field mic detection. Moving on to equipment and field upgrade changes. For the frag grenade, they have slightly increased the damage, and the Molotov, they have also slightly increased the damage. For the stim shot, they have reduced the heal speed. And as for the field upgrades, the field mic no longer detects users who are crouch walking, aim down sight walking, or swimming. Moving on to the gas mine, they have increased the damage, they removed the detonation delay, and they reduced how much a player will be slowed when they are affected by the gas. Moving on to score streak changes, the Harp is now officially in the game, which is a high altitude plane that shows both enemy positions and their directions on the minimap. Moving on to cruise missile, they have addressed an issue where the cruise missile HUD effects would display after a cruise missile kill cam, and they have addressed an issue where when using a cruise missile from a care package, it could clear the score earned toward the player's equipped cruise missile score streak. Finally, for the RCXD, they have addressed an issue that allowed the RCXD to push teammates. Finally, the last portion of the multiplayer patch notes to go over is just the general stuff, which is now Quick Play is going to display the player's last selected tab between core and hardcore by default, and they have also addressed an issue where friendly fire penalties would be applied for self-kill in hardcore modes. They have also addressed an issue where the camera could not access the entire map in Crossroads. So that is it for the multiplayer patch notes in Cold War Season 1. We are about to move into all of the zombies patch notes, so let me know down in the comments if this is where you guys drop off in the video. I'm just trying to gauge my audience a little bit and see how many people are playing multiplayer as compared to how many people are playing zombies, but let's go ahead and jump right into all of these zombies patch notes. Starting off with general patch notes, they have now added support for 2-player split screen. This is a big one that I've had a lot of people down in my comments like really complaining for, so I am glad that that is finally getting put into the game. Moving on though to some stability fixes, they just say that they have added various stability fixes and added stability improvements for host migration. Moving on to some weapon changes though, the MAC-10 SMG has been added to the mystery box with weapon rarity attachments variations, and the Graza assault rifle has also been added to the mystery box. Moving on to demachina the map, there has been a new support that has been added, being the cruise missile. So you'll now be able to craft yourself a cruise missile and go ahead and blow some zombies up that way. That might actually be a decent way to take out the boss zombies. Let's move on to the leaderboard changes, where demachina leaderboard updated to start tracking the highest round completed instead of the total rounds completed. And also they have made a change to salvage rewards where they have refactored the round milestone salvage awards to ensure a more even distribution and higher amount awarded to all of the players. They've also made some changes to exfil where they have addressed an issue that could prevent zombies from reaching the exfil area fast enough to be cleared. That's happened to me several times. It's super frustrating. I don't even try to exfil because of it, because you have to actually like go through like a specific strategy or you're gonna end up messing the exfil up. But they also addressed an issue that sometimes caused an excessive number of megaton enemies to spawn during the exfil event. They have also addressed a rare issue that could cause the megaton to become stuck outside of the map during the exfil event, and addressed an issue that allowed completing the exfil while in the dark ether in the demachina 20-round playlist. Moving on to some field upgrade changes, they have addressed an issue that could cause the players to lose charge on a field upgrade when swapping classes to one that had the same field upgrade. They have also addressed an issue where field upgrades that have an active duration were able to earn progress towards the next charge while still active. As for equipment changes, they have addressed an an issue that prevented the symbol monkey from automatically being picked up and stacked if one was already in the player's inventory. And they also changed the Pack-a-Punch a bit by addressing a timing specific issue that caused the Pack-a-Punch to become non-functional. There has also been some UI changes where they have addressed an issue that could cause the swap and attach prompt to appear on weapon pickup prompts under specific circumstances. And finally, in general, they have closed various map exploit areas. They have addressed an issue that could cause the left hand of a dual wield weapon from receiving the weapon skill upgrades, and they have addressed an issue that prevented players from pinging the mystery box. They also addressed a rare issue that could prevent play counts from triggering their death visual effects. That is all of the patch notes that I have to go over today. Let me know if you made it this far into the video by commenting "made it" or something down below. Also, let me know if you are super hyped up by any of these changes, or if you're just medium hyped up or whatever. I'm actually really excited to bring some Cold War weapons into Warzone. But other than that, I hope you all have an amazing day. I'm out.